I'll take St. Michael in front of me. All right.
Move this over here.
Yeah, I need to get us a bottle of brown water for some of the next few episodes.
Not gonna lie, it sounds really nice. I was kind of craving that. I was like, yeah, it's all good. We'll get one in the future. But
Yeah,
it does
definitely
sound
not
really
a thing
nice.
for tonight, but well, that looks nice. Look at that. Sorry.
Just look nice.
How's your day? How's the fam?
We're good, Hoss.
I heard my wife, so I tried to get in touch with my wife like all day, just little texts here and there. I called her at lunch because like days like today, I don't see my son. So it's like every now and then, because I have a longer lunch at my new school, so we'll FaceTime so I can see his little face.
Mm-hmm.
Just no answer. I finally got in touch with her like almost 2:00. I was like, "What? Are you okay?" She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. We had a play date over at the Birches." I was like, "Oh, okay. That makes sense."
I actually completely forgot about that. At least you told me when I got home. I was like, oh yeah, that's wonderful.
Play date at the Birches. Now a movie night with the wives, and they just have lovely date.
The ladies stay busy.
They do. We stay busy in different ways.
Yes, we do.
We do. I know. Yeah, Tess and I are pretty busy this week. We've gotten to this point of just like every day is kind of like this. We actually put together a calendar, a color-coded calendar that you can tell whose idea this was.
I have a hunch.
It was not the lava lamps idea. It was the whiteboard idea. But yeah, so that's helpful and stressful all at the same time. And yeah, we're just cruising, man. We're in that kind of season of life. I think that's the way people say it now. But
yes, indeed. Can't really see the end of the season on the horizons. You just imagine one day what it might be like, not be in the season. Yeah. Not that you're like wishing it away or anything, just that, life moves on and you see other people who are in that season.
Oh yeah.
Or the next
being around you guys is like you and all the guys that we're blessed to be friends with is just like, it's fine. Like just stay in the moment. Knock off things off the to-do list and enjoy every little like moment to hang out. And we certainly do. But certainly I always enjoy my Tuesday nights. Definitely enjoyed talking to Anthony last time.
Big time.
And if you guys haven't check that episode out with Anthony D'Ambrosio, the director of Triumph of the Heart, the new Maximilian Kolbe movie. Don't forget, call your theaters. And be on the lookout, even if your theater doesn't carry it. There's definitely some opportunities down the road for us to stream it. And whenever we get those announcements from him or from their staff, we'll definitely relay them on the show. But that Maximilian Kolbe movie, man, I can't wait. Haven't seen it just yet. We're recording this before it comes out.
That's right.
But haven't seen it, but we're super stoked. Alex is even wearing his Maximilian Kolbe t-shirt.
How you doing? This is the without beard Maximilian Kolbe.
Yeah, it's kind of strange,
still
man.
Awesome though.
It's kind of strange.
He's the one you'll see in the movie, actually. But this is a pretty sweet shirt I found on Sock Religious. I have to say, it took me more time than I want to admit to realize that Sock Religious is close to sacrilegious.
I think that's what they were punning for there.
Exactly. Folks, I'm not going to disclose how much time it took, but it just dawned on me one day.
He's the smart one. And I
did not say that. No, I did not. However, I have to say, Ryan's repping his right here of Our Lord Calm in the Seas.
Yeah, I went more satirical, I guess. You need to calm down.
It did indeed calm down.
I actually was like, I kind of can't wait to wear this at work. And just whenever a student walks up to me tattling that someone broke a rule in some silly game. We're playing handball right now. It's actually awesome.
I bet that is awesome.
It's really fun. But when they cheated, they did this, they did that, I'm be like, you need to calm down.
Didn't you know? Well, wait. Isn't Auburn, the university, the official like Olympic handball training center?
They sure are.
I thought it was.
I couldn't definitively tell you they still are, but I know
they were for a while though. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. That's cool. Folks, Sock Religious though, awesome socks, awesome shirts, awesome polos. If you're going for the nice vibe, oh yeah, big time. There's a lot of stuff on there. Highly recommend. It's high quality. It's extremely comfortable. Got an awesome pair of socks, as you can imagine. You could probably guess
Take
who it was.
one guess which saint Alex picked for his socks. If you listen to more than 3 of our episodes, it is Saint Alphonsus. No, I'm just kidding.
St. Ignatius of Loyola. Founder of the Jesuits.
Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits. Did you know that? You've only said that a couple times.
Feast day.
No, they definitely have some really cool stuff. I love this shirt. I'm also a sucker for a good comfort color shirt. And but I got some socks with the monstrance on it. Kind of got like Notre Dame vibes with the color scheme. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I like them. And check them out if you get a chance. But the other polos are pretty cool. I want to get one for golf.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But anyway.
You'll hit them straight every time.
I would love a round of golf soon. I would. My dad has this group chat with some of our retreat brothers. It's called, what is it? It's like Blessed. There it is. Blessed are the birdies.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I think our boy Chase named that group.
That's legit.
But
going to the Beatitudes.
It's like a subgroup of our big retreat brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Group me. Anyway, he sent one out. He's like, I got a 9 a.m. tea time Wednesday. If anybody's free, I'm like, might need a sick day.
That ain't happening.
Hit the links with the old man. It's been a minute.
That's awesome.
As soon as school starts, it's like, forget golf. Like I don't get to play as much even in the summer, but man, I was hitting them pretty well before summer finished, and then who knows? Next time I go out, I'm gonna be shooting triple digits for sure.
Sick. Hey, you might surprise you. Sometimes it's good shaking off the rust. Just you hit them straight from the get-go. You never know.
It's funny though, like the time that I didn't think I had in the summer. Summer's busy whether you're working or you're a teacher and you have off. But,
Sure.
I think, quote unquote, that I get busy in the summertime just because we have a barbecue and a this and a birthday party and a that. And then you get to your really busy part. So the time kind of just vanishes.
Mm-hmm.
And Tez and I have to be really, really intentional these days. Not only for everything, like for time husband and wife, for time with the 3 of us as a family, for time to pray individually, for time to pray together, even for running, exercising, which I've slacked on. Like I have to be a better steward of my own time.
I feel you, brother. Time's a funny thing, man. I had a pretty interesting conversation with my dad one time. It's funny, one time about time. But
one time at band camp?
Oh, yeah. We won't go there, folks. But funny, I have been to band camp twice back in the old middle school days.
No, you haven't.
Dude, it was Camp Kateri Tekakwitha, to a fine Catholic saints, where it was on the North Shores.
Can you say that again? Because I've been Catholic my whole life, and I've never heard that name.
Camp Kateri Tekakwitha. And she was a Native American. So, as you can imagine,
might have guessed.
Fair enough. But
I was actually thinking Czechoslovakian.
You would be wrong.
It would be.
But no, she was a blessed for a long time. I believe she's officially canonized now. Yeah, but old Alex just playing the clarinet and bass clarinet back in the day, just rocking, as you can imagine.
I bet you were a catch to the ladies back then.
Well, I appreciate you.
But you did mention canonization. Awesome time to bring up.
Absolutely.
All my fellow Catholics, super excited. Saint Carlo and Saint Pier Giorgio. And we've mentioned on the show before that we had a chapel for the Blessed Giorgio Frassati. And I had a seat in our small chapel for the canonization mass, which was really special. And now we actually have, 3 third-degree Saint Pier Giorgio Frassati relics on set every time we record. Necklace, and this is actually my son's rosary. A dear friend, Chris Eversole, if you haven't seen his episode, check it out. He made this beautiful rosary for him, for our family, but eventually for him. So that's really special.
Sure is. Well, to elaborate a little bit, our parish has a relic of Saint Pier Giorgio. It's a finger bone, I believe.
Yeah,
correct?
It's a piece of his bone.
Piece of his bone. Yep. And Ryan was able to touch these things to the reliquary, which, you know, the relic itself, of course, is a first degree part of the saint's body, but now they're third degree or making contact, holy sacramentals, and pretty special. It's just a
Yeah.
pretty exciting thing. Not
If
something you get
you're
to do every day
sitting,
for sure.
if you're sitting there listening and you're like, what in the world is he talking about? I was so happy that when we went in, Monsignor Farmer here in our parish, he anticipated my stupidity because he had a little handout that explained what is a relic? How do we venerate relics? We do not worship relics, which I knew that part, but it's like a lot of misconceptions. So if you're
Big
sitting
time.
there like, whoa, this is sounding kind of spooky here. No, I'm not like, my necklace and my cross and my medals don't have powers now.
No, they don't do anything to save our souls. They
It's
do
basically
not.
like a profound reminder to live your life for Christ the way that saint did.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I knew what it wasn't, but now I know what it is. So that's fun.
Something
And we've got 3 of them right here. I got my man Alejandro. He doesn't take those clingy clangy medals off of his neck. And he was like, here, just do me one solid.
Yep.
So there we go.
I knew I could give it to Ryan now. I mean, of course, trust my boy.
But I did have the time for that on Sunday. We went to Vigil Mass because we didn't have the time early Sunday morning, but I had the time at noon to go do that. That was really special.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, talking to my dad about time.
Well, I really got sidetracked. I apologize.
No, not a big deal. Big circle back. That's what podcasts are for, man. Long form conversation at its finest. He said to me one time, I've always remembered this, the only proof we really have that time exists is that we get older, if you think about it. Because if you look at a clock, all that the times we have made is just how we divide the day. The sun rising and setting, essentially. That's all that is.
Look at Haas with this wisdom.
Listen, don't sleep on Haskell. I'm telling you guys, he's impressive.
Miss you, Haas.
Absolutely, Dad. But that's always been like very profound to me, just because it is not something we can touch and feel, but we do see it in ourselves, and like the changing of the seasons, and leaves falling, mow your grass a little less, which is always nice.
Gosh, it's getting there. It's getting there.
It is. This is the first time I've really realized, oh yeah, we're slowing down a little bit.
It's been about 10 days and I cut it today. Usually it's about 7. And
okay.
It's looking horrible.
Gotcha.
So we're getting there.
Okay. But, and you know this, like the older we have gotten, and obviously you and I aren't old. I ain't calling us old by any means. Won't do it. I won't even call my patients old. But, I appreciate time more. I also, this will sound kind of funny, but do you remember when you were a lot younger, like, elementary school, and for some like family vacation or to go fishing, you had to get up at like 5 a.m. or 4.
Yeah.
And you were like, whoa, what am I doing?
Back then it was like super exciting.
Super exciting. Yes. Now it's like, yeah, I'm getting up at 4:30 to go run. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Gonna go make sure I don't have a heart attack in my early 50s.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. You realize, okay, I've been awake every minute of the 24-hour cycle. So it just isn't that exciting anymore,
No, I'm with you.
Yeah. And children obviously getting up in the middle of the night to help babies get back to sleep or get baby to mama. And they make you realize that your job, is 24/7 for sure. Definitely.
It does, but it's like, it's a really cool feeling kind of reflecting on like how things have changed in my mind in reference to time since becoming a father. I think the number one thing is just prioritizing where and when and how I'm going to spend my time. So like, I'm a coach. I love sports. I loved playing them. I love competing. I love competing as a coach, even though I'm not the one on the field or on the court. It's like a athletic chess match. It's like an athletic chess match between me and the coach across from me or the coaching staff across from me. It's really exciting. It's like, it's something that I'm passionate about. I enjoy. And I've worked hard over almost a decade now to kind of get myself to where my coaching career could kind of take off, and there's still part of me that is working that way. But then I also am at the point of like, yeah, there's nowhere, there's not a practice or a game or a tournament or a championship that I would prioritize over the time that I get with my wife and kid.
Mhm.
And this might make me sound like a shoddy husband, but it's like, yeah, I didn't anticipate that switch happening so fast.
Okay.
Like it might have been a little easier for me to think down the road of when my kids get older, you kind of develop that more friendship relationship with your kids, kind of like me and you have with our fathers now,
Sure.
with our moms as well. And but it happens so fast. So now I get in a sour mood when it's like, oh, I got back late and I missed my kid before he went down, or we had 16 different things to bounce around and do between Friday evening and Sunday. And, Sunday might be restful, but, where did the time go? Just like I ended up in a sour mood all Sunday afternoon because of time. Like I was not, how many times on the show I've talked about being in a bad mood and trying to snap out of it. I could not do it on
Okay.
Sunday. And I like ruined the afternoon for my wife because I just stayed in a sour state. But it was all in relation to time and like when was I going to get certain things done and projecting through the next week. And it's like, dude, I did not prioritize the present time.
Okay.
That's a big challenge for me right now in the midst of being so busy to still prioritize like being in the moment at that moment. So
Sure.
it's tough.
It is tough, man. And that's a total like mental gymnastics exercise. I think honestly that's like a physical, mental, and spiritual challenge in all three facets because, mentally you're trying to like keep yourself chill, also realize like you're going to get it done, figure it out. And then that does unlock some like frustration and some anxiety. And that is like causes physical stress and it's physical battle too. But then also that leaks into like spiritual life too, I think, certainly. And I think, the devil can pounce on that like anything else and just try to really like turn up the V's on your stress levels. And, they're always whispering things in our ears, so are the angels, of course. But I've definitely been there and it's with, like chores and tasks and, during the week, it's pretty every minute of every day I can tell you exactly what I'm doing and you feel like you can't get anything done. So the weekend, that time is precious. But like, well, damn it, man, how am I going to spend that time that's precious? It's such a challenge, especially too, because like the kids are so dependent. But I also see in my children's eyes, like they, especially my daughter, but my son is really growing into it too, and Joseph is, love the time, the quality time.
Yeah.
I mean, it means a lot to them. And I think maybe it's just because I have, one, they're vocal. So I have that, they're saying things to me that make me think, but also I've just I have more practice than I did, a year or two ago, with realizing what is important, or at least most important in the moment, like you said. Because Charlotte now, can we read this book? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to read it right now.
Bet your ass we
That's
can.
right. We're going to read this book. And guess what? It's the 55th time I've read it in a week, but we're reading it again, folks. Now, if it's a good book, it's parents, come on now. Come with me right now. You guys know what I'm talking about. You go to the library with your children. They pick out 10 books. How many of those books do you read? 2. You read the same 2 over and over and over and over and over again.
I know that's how it works off the shelf for my little boy who doesn't even know how to talk yet. We get the same book.
He ain't picking those. Is he picking the book?
Oh,
Did he pick the book out?
He picks the books right off the shelf.
He knows. Oh, wow.
He knows his favorite. So his favorite right now was one he wouldn't touch.
Yeah, I got to know what it is.
Like 3 months ago. Right now, and Tess would know better because it may have changed since I've been, at work, but Penguin and Pinecone. Did you ever hear of it?
Never.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, it's cute, but it's like...
It's 2 things that don't belong in the same environment, so I'm curious.
You're good, man. You should write a children's book. You already wrote one.
Huh.
Wasn't a children's book.
No,
though.
it was not.
It's not for kids. Yeah, basically the penguin finds a pine cone in the snow, and I think his dad or his granddad is like, nope, that thing can't live in the snow. So he journeys to the forest,
Right on.
drops him off in the forest, and then years later goes back to visit.
And guess what? It's probably a pine tree.
It's
maybe?
a pine tree. How'd you know?
What a great idea.
Dude,
I love it.
Mind blowing. But really, my son just wants to open it,
Sure.
let you start reading it, flip to the end.
Yep.
Let you start reading that page, and then close it,
Close it.
and then open it, and then you just kind of repeat.
That sounds very, very
So
familiar.
If you read a book 50 times,
Mhm.
I read like 3 pages of a book
100
50
times. Yes.
So
Got it.
yeah,
All right, we're in the same
similar,
boat.
but
It's
not
very
the
similar.
same.
It's very similar.
He's an energetic fellow.
Right on.
He came to my football game the other day.
Mhm.
Talking about like prioritizing time. That was the only time I could see him during the day. So he came to the game, and I would like between series, I would go to the gate, go to the little front of the bleachers, and I would say hi to him, and I'd turn around and I'd hear him start crying.
Oh.
And in the back of my head, I'm like, I feel so bad, but like, oh, I can't
Oh.
say anything else. That's your problem, babe. Sorry,
real.
you got to handle it.
Do you just get the baby carrier, put him in there, and you're just walking around with him
Should have
coaching?
coached, yeah.
That would be
I
epic.
should have. We played our big rival.
One time.
We beat him.
Good for
Put up a lot
y'all.
of points on him.
Nice.
It's really fun.
Nice.
It's fun too because like 3 of the guys on the other coaching staff, me and one other guy on my staff,
Mhm.
we all went to college together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're all like
That's pretty wild.
just duking it out every year. It's kind of fun.
No one pulling punches. Love it.
Yeah.
Getting the
What about
9th graders to
what
go
about
battle.
prayer time? Like, I admire your commitment and dedication to setting apart sacred time for prayer. And when we're talking about setting that time aside right now, full honesty, I'm at the point where like I get a good rosary on my way to work that I've said before.
Well, that's huge. That's great.
A full rosary, and it's beautiful, and I do my best even in the car to try to reflect. But I don't always get much more. I've done slightly better the last few days of like waking up and before I open my phone and check the weather or whatever I need for the day, just saying a quick thank you for waking up. Thank you for this day. I love you. Sometimes that's all it is. I love you, Lord. Thank you. Help me live this day like your son would, or something along those lines. But I still kind of finished the day and I'm like, I didn't really have a talk with God. Like I didn't
Sure.
really openly communicate or prayerfully listen
Mhm.
at any point during the day.
I feel you.
I don't know. I don't want to say I can't, but like I'm really struggling currently to find the time to do that. Tess and I said a prayer together the other morning because my son for the first time slept till like 6:45, which never happens. So I actually didn't get to see him in the morning, which is my only real time to see him. God bless. He slept. He needs it more than he needs a dad hug or whatever.
Whoa.
But yeah. We just sat and prayed kind of like we used to before,
Sure.
having kids, and it was really nice. It was really beautiful. It was really refreshing to pray together again. So how do you and Lucy do, and do you have any pointers on like setting aside time for prayer together, or do you guys kind of tackle it individually at this point? Like, where do you guys stand?
Sure. Dude, I mean, confession time here too, without a doubt.
Which we're still overdue on. Confession.
Oh, yes.
We're really good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right now, St. Michael's Lent, I'm supposed to get 30 minutes of silent prayer every day. That almost never happens in one sitting.
Mm.
I mean, folks who are listening, I think many people can identify with this for sure. But like I said, a few minutes ago, Monday through Friday, if you pick the minute of the day, I can say, oh yeah, I'm doing this at that minute, essentially. And that's not out of like over planning or, that's not scheduled relaxation. That's for sure.
No.
It's kids or work or eating a meal
Or cleaning
or
that meal, or
exercise.
preparing that meal.
Yeah, and that all goes into the meal
Yep.
part for sure. So I struggle with it personally because I mean, no other way to say it other than like I want Jesus. Like I'm seeking him. I want him. I want to feel close to him. I've been feeling that way for a few years now, and if you don't get that, then sometimes, I think you can feel disappointed in yourself. You can become, jaded with yourself in a way. Feel like maybe you're making God angry. Now, he knows everything. He knows everything you're feeling. So he's there comforting you. But I've realized also that Jesus is walking with me through all of my days, essentially.
Yeah.
He is there with me all day, every day, fully present, fully loving. So I give him as much as I can give him in the day. And what that really is like, it's prayer for the 5 minutes I am like getting dressed and getting my shoes on before I go to the gym. And it's, a decade of the rosary to and from work. It is a ton of prayer sitting at my desk in between patients. I certainly see a lot health wise with many people throughout the day. So I get to have a lot of reasons to pray for people, which I appreciate, the Lord giving me the chance to pray for so many people. And then at night, praying as a family, which we do always. That's a non-negotiable. Lucy and I are not great at consistently praying together by any means. It's individual. We are encouraging each other in the individual spaces. She's started to get up early enough a little bit to, do a little Bible study and pray, like sit outside, which she loves. And that's
Now
really
that it's
life-giving
not
for her.
blistering hot.
It's
Right?
also true. Yes. So yeah, I obviously tomorrow morning plan on going to Saint Forsadi Chapel, getting in some adoration and some prayer for an hour, which I love. Adoration's super life-giving. But I just, God takes all you can give him. He sees that you're trying. He also sees, that you might be beating yourself up if you don't feel like you're giving him what he deserves, and he deserves our all, of course. But he understands, and like Father Peyton has told us, Father Gadbury has told us, your vocation is to your children, and when you're in that time, you can definitely pray when you're dealing with a screaming child, for sure.
Well, it's funny that you just mentioned both of them, but I was actually thinking while you were talking of Father Gadbury, what was the Latin phrase? And I couldn't tell you what saint said it, but where he was basically saying like, whatever you're doing, do it well. Like,
you mean Agi Quod Agis by St. Ignatius of Loyola?
did I just tee that up for you?
You sure did. I
knock it out of the park.
You sly dog, you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I couldn't remember the actual Latin, but I did remember that it was Ignatius. Anyway,
I'm here all the time, folks.
I've thought about that, and that particular conversation with Father Stephen Gadbury, where he's just like, you try your best. I agree with you. Like, I want to be close with Jesus. I want to better and further my relationship and deepen that relationship with Christ all the time. But like, none of us do. I'd argue, unless you're a brother at a monastery somewhere.
No, for real. Yeah.
None of us really have like the time that we quote unquote need or could.
Or you can say the time we want to be able to sit and pray.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest thing. Yeah.
So it's like, if he's not on the forefront of my mind, at the very least, I am happy that I get my rosary time in the morning. I am happy that I wake up and say thank you, and that even just for a brief second before sleep, it's like, thank you, God. This is a beautiful day. Thank you for everything. I love you.
You took the words right out of my mouth, though. Like keeping Jesus at the forefront of your mind. That's exactly what you got to be
But
doing throughout the day. That's it.
that doesn't to me mean like every waking second you're thinking of the name of Jesus, which would be awesome. But it's like, how many moments throughout the day can you look at? Personally, I can think of a bunch where it's like any change in your routine, any hiccups, any arguments, anything that like might cause the blood pressure to go up. How do you handle it? Well, if you don't flip your lid and you handle it with patience and you handle it with grace, well, that grace is coming from somewhere, brother. It's not from my own willpower. So
every moment is a chance to basically say, thank you for that, Jesus. Jesus, help me get through this. Jesus, I pray for this person to you. Like you can acknowledge our Lord in any moment for whatever he's giving you in that moment, or giving the opportunity to do, I guess is what we should say.
I've always had the mindset of Tess and I really differed on this for a long time. We're kind of merging paths here, but for the longest time, it was like she was the worrier, and I was always sort of the one that was more so, God's going to take care of this. Like, it's all going to work out in the end. God's going to take care of this. And I still firmly believe that. I worry about more now, just the older that I get. But yeah, it's just the prayer time has been a challenge. The workout time has actually so I got Alex I kind of like forcefully shoved Alex into running.
Yeah. Before you go on that tangent, I'm going to say one last final thing. Please. I'm sorry to do that to you. This is just a random thing, folks. You can think whatever you want of it, but I have this little rosary bracelet here with a cross on it, but I made a deal with myself when I got it and started wearing it. Every time I happen to look at it and I see the crucifix on it, I say the Jesus prayer. Oh Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And I just stop whatever I'm doing. I say that prayer. And I probably say 40 to 50 of them a day. And it's just a good way to keep some repetitive but meaningful prayer. And I try to mean it every time I say it. And that's actually been a pretty fruitful thing for me. I feel like I get something out of that, just asking for that. So fun fact of the day about Alex. I've never told anybody that, actually. So
fun
you all
fact
get to
of the
know it
day
now.
about Ryan. Didn't know that prayer.
Laid on the Jesus prayer?
Nope.
Yeah. It comes from like ancient Christian, like monastic life.
Beautiful.
So the point is to
quick and beautiful.
Yes. So you live it. Matt Fradd's actually really big on it. So you actually, so it's like you're breathing Jesus. So you say it the first half inhaling and the second half exhaling. So it's, oh Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. If that makes sense. So you're constantly saying it over and over again with your breathing. And it's a way to like calm yourself and center yourself, meditate on the Lord. So there are even like little like beads, like you can flip between the one and two, like the two halves. So you're like doing some motion with it as well. I don't do that, but Jesus prayer. Yeah. Check it out. It's a great little thing.
If I start it, I'm going to be hammering those things out left and right. Cause I teach young children.
Yes. It's always a good thing to ask for mercy. That's for sure.
Yeah. Who was I just talking to that was like, be careful praying for patience because God will hit you over the head with it.
Well, that was Will. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the baby shower. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh gosh. Yeah. We had a couple of friends, a couple that we are friends with from church. And he and I are in the same line of work, and they just had a beautiful, beautiful baby boy growing their family. So congratulations to the growing
love you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not to name drop or anything, but we love you guys for sure. Yeah. So I was on my way to talk about workout time. So I pushed Alex into starting to run because, Alex he'd do his cardio, but he likes to lift in the morning. He's not a big guy. He's never been a big guy. Like, he's a big guy, but not like a sloppy big guy. I've had my moments of being a sloppy big guy. Alex doesn't even believe me sometimes when I tell him, but that's another thing I think had me in a foul mood on Sunday. It's like I haven't run, I haven't lifted. I've done like a couple things. Like, thank goodness I work in a job that has me on my feet and moving around.
Sure,
because,
point taken.
At the end of the day, it's like I still get my steps in and I'm moving, but oh, there's so much spiritual. There's so much prayer time and just reflection that I do when I'm on a run that I miss out on.
exercise is intentional movement, and exercise is the best thing you can do for yourself. I mean, y'all have heard me say this before. It's
It
the best.
sucks, man, but the only like 100% clear time that I have to do it, and not only the time to do the exercise, but the time to stop sweating afterward, because I sweat like kids show. I'm gonna say it anyway. I sweat like a hooker in church.
Right on.
I do. I can't stop. Like if it could be 30 degrees out and I go for a run, then I come back in the house, I have to take an ice cold shower and sit in there for like at least 5 straight minutes. I have to come out and get dry as quickly as possible and lay under the fan like a starfish, just begging to stop sweating. When my son was younger, I'd be finished a run. My wife would go for a run. So now I'm the only one home with a baby who's napping. He'd wake up and I'd have to go in there. And sure enough, like I'm just pouring sweat all over my sweet, sweet son.
Nice.
So yeah, 4 a.m., not the easiest time for me to get up and do it. And I'm weak. Or I'm not always weak, but I'm in a weak streak right now. Because that 4 a.m. alarm, I don't even let it go off. I'm up in the bed at like 10:30 after a busy day, and I'm doing the math saying, all right, if I go to sleep by 11, that's only 5 hours of sleep. That's just not enough. I can't get up and do that because it's not enough sleep. I'm going to get sick. I've been sick for 2 weeks with the sniffles and this, that. You know what? I'm not doing it. Oh, tomorrow we're filming a podcast and I've got practice and then the podcast and I got to cut the grass in between that. And you know what? There's too much going on tomorrow. I can't get up that morning and run. I suck. I suck because I'm listening to all the excuses right now.
Also, 5 hours of sleep ain't enough, bro. So I get that for sure.
Not.
It's not enough. And that's been my problem though, because it's the, get up same time every day kind of thing, routine, St. Michael's Land, and you stay up a little too late 2-3 nights in a row, and then you just crash and burn one night, and you just get up 2 hours later, and then you can't do it, and then it just stacks and stacks and stacks, and it's hard, man. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I'm giving you grace. You got to cut yourself some slack right now. Grace.
I'll take what I can get at this point.
But well, let me ask you, on the days we don't do this show, how late do you go to bed normally? Is it because of necessity, or are you staying up too late in a general sense?
So on days that we're not recording,
yeah,
generally speaking, I get home from practice, give or take 7 o'clock.
Sure, yeah.
I usually miss bedtime, but sometimes I get the tail end. I get to give him a kiss before he goes down.
Okay.
Then we sit and have dinner together, which is beautiful time.
For sure.
We're going to talk about time. Let me talk about how much I love to sit down and just have dinner with my wife.
Absolutely.
But then, the routine of like, okay, dinner's done. She's been by herself working in the home and trying to do things along the way, but like she's taking care of our son. So there's a load of laundry. We got to do the dishwasher. We got to clean up dinner. I like to prep some of his breakfast stuff so that breakfast routine doesn't take me 40 minutes in the morning, So by the time a lot of that is done and then we get in the shower, it's already kind of 9 o'clock ish.
Sure. Yeah.
So if we get in bed around that 9:15, 9:30 mark, that's pretty good.
Sure. Yeah.
And if I can be asleep by 10, 6 hours isn't my preferred amount of sleep, but as a working adult and a parent, it's kind of the norm. And close to the norm, I guess.
About most. Yeah.
Well, on average, what do you think you probably get per night?
6.5 to 7.
Yeah. So I can't really complain. I in a perfect world, if everything's done and Tess and I are flying around just doing everything we can and preparing for the next day, and we're in bed and asleep by 9. Gosh, it'd be great. But then, did we spend any time together?
Sure.
That's the catch-22 here is
right.
I want an easy morning and coffee with my wife and breakfast, but in order to do that, we have things to do in the evening.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then we're losing time, and then it just snowballs, man. It's just
does. And Lucy and I both find that we fall asleep much easier when we have that time like on the sofa, sitting, talking, the decompression. Not like we're super stressed or anything. Sometimes we are, sure. But I also like if my day was all of it and then just came home, it was all routine and then just went to bed, I would just start to like resent everything essentially. Like without that
Yeah.
little bit of time, even just that like 45 minutes, hour,
That's
you know,
why we
like
fight for that time.
right, exactly. Yeah.
You and your wife and me and my wife, you fight for that time and you carve it out.
When I think going back to prayer too, like I don't know how this is going to sound, but I'll say because I think a lot of people will understand what I'm saying. When it all was finally like said and done, at the end of the day comes, like if I like sit in silent prayer for a half hour, like it does take away some time with my wife, and I know that's important. I mean, it's extremely important. We both know it is. So that is why I try to pray so consistently throughout the day, because keeping Jesus at the forefront of my mind and just talking to him about all these little things that add up to be big things, throughout the day, you know, like I said, I know he's there walking with me through the day. And if you're keeping him there, acknowledging him there, I do think that's prayer. I mean, I think that's very valid prayer.
I believe that.
I think so. I think the rosary is beautiful. I think Our Father is beautiful. I think Divine Mercy is beautiful. I mean, there's so many beautiful ways to pray. But I think the Lord meets us in the middle in our busy lives.
I sure hope so, man. I really pray that he does.
Folks, tell me if you disagree. Hey, what can I say? But talking about prayer, got the prayer corner set up though, and I'm hoping that even if now I can just like go and sit there for 10 minutes each night and just have very meaningful 10 minutes of kind of that final prayers, I really think that's going to be beneficial to me and Lucy, even if we're praying together, praying next to each other. I think it's going to be a good thing. Folks, we got finally, I had been plugging away at this for quite a minute, a prayer corner in our home. Just a place, obviously you don't have to pray anywhere. You can pray anywhere, but a place where you can just, see some things that help center you and calm you and have some meaningful prayer time. It was so sweet because when my children got out of bed today, my eldest, my daughter, who's 3.5, said, I want to go to the prayer corner, Daddy, and light the candles and say prayer for Aunt Julia that she'll get better. That's my sister who is just in the hospital and is recovering and doing real well. Thank you all for any prayers you've offered for her. But I was just astounded. It's like, that's what she wants to do. And so we did. I took her and my middle child, and they both sat in a chair, and I stood in between them. And she was just kind of praying in these sweet little whispers. And then I said, okay, y'all, because I had to go for work. Got about 2 minutes left. And she said a Hail Mary for Aunt Julia. We blessed ourselves with holy water and blew out the candles and got our day started. But it was I was proud daddy, y'all. Very meaningful. Yeah. So I'm hoping it's beneficial for Lucy and I too. Certainly.
Absolutely. We have a somewhat started prayer corner. We don't have, all of our images and things like that, but y'all's looks awesome, man. I love that little furniture piece with the opening and the different levels, especially when I thought about the kids being able to like see what's on the bottom shelf, what's in the middle, and everything on top.
Well, anything you're going to bring into the home needs to get a big stamp of approval from the wife, of course. And for sure.
Everybody we are interior decorators. Did y'all know that?
Did y'all know that? How you doing? Catholic hot take. But I was just looking, folks, I cannot tell y'all, I would spend a few hours just looking on every which website for a good corner piece, everything I take to Lucy. Nah. Finally, I said, okay, I'll offer up to the Lord. I got nothing. Something will show up eventually. And this was a good 5-6 months ago. And then randomly, she just came to me like a month ago and said, hey, I like this. I looked at it and said, sold. So we got it. And
Lucy telling you this time.
Exactly.
Buy it, Alex. I like it, Lucy.
I offered up to the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit took care of us through my wife, as always.
Alex is always dragging his feet on the purchases. It's not Lucy this time. What was it? The bed?
I was like, buy it.
Buy it. Yeah.
Buy it.
Throwing your wife under the bus on the show. And here I am rehashing it. Sorry, Lucy. Yeah. The truth of this episode this evening, speaking of time, was that we had a different idea. And this is how good of a friend Alex is. Alex got here, took one look at me, and was like, "You're exhausted." I was like, "Yeah, you bet your ass I am." I was like, and honestly, brother, I'm not prepared for what we had already discussed. We sat on the couch for like 10 minutes and looked through all the stuff that we had done to prepare for the episode idea, and we'll put it out. We have a really cool Alex has an awesome idea about badass saints. Like, how can you not come up with a saint idea after a weekend where two saints, recent saints, were canonized? It's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing. So we are going to get on top of that. But this guy being such a good friend, he looked at me and he's like, "Dude, no, you're exhausted." And I just kind of went on a little bit of a rant about like how I just, man, time's been getting away from me and I'm trying to get things done. And like, he goes, "But we're going to talk about time. We're going to talk about how we prioritize it, lack thereof, whatever." So this man's a great friend. I appreciate it because I wasn't prepared.
The Holy Spirit takes care of us, folks. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Happy to, we can always pivot, be flexible. It's a good thing. And I'm enjoying it tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, folks, my wife's grandmother passed last week. She was 108 years old.
Bless her.
I want to talk about some time. She was an Iowa farm girl who ended up in Illinois and raised 3 children, but lived through 2 world wars, the Depression, Vietnam, Korea, going to space. I mean, the 60s. I mean, just a lot of time passed. She saw a lot of stuff. And at the end, she was still in her home. She'd been there over 60 years and her children were there. And it was peaceful. I'm so thankful. I ever since I met her, oh goodness, I think I met Marion in 2016. And I always knew when she passed, it would be peaceful. You can just tell. She took one pill a day. I mean, truly, like they just don't make them like that anymore. I mean, really, they don't.
It's usually when you hear the like, she was 108 and smoked a pack of cigarettes a day.
Oh yeah, pretty much. No, Mary never smoked, drank, or did any kind of drugs or anything. She was
Bless her.
clean, but just hardworking Iowa farm girl. I mean, end of story. But she, she was a real blessing to her family, to my wife's family, to my family, and we pray for the repose of her soul. But to think about all that time, it's funny. I'm going to get corny for a second, but you think about Fight for Fighting, 100 years to live. The song I'm talking about.
Dude,
it's a good song, man.
Throwback.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I guess that's 90s probably, but I'm not sure.
Probably early 2000s.
Yeah, probably. It's a great song though. I mean, dude, you think about it like, okay, I'm 32 and you're 33, right?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm old.
So we're, are we a third done our lives? If you go by statistics, we're probably a little more than a third done our lives, which is wild to think, but we still hopefully, God willing, have more life left than we've lived. But you just don't know. And I think if you like went down the rabbit hole in your mind, you could get really scared of like, wow, how much time do I have left? And what if I don't? But you also, it's like, well, hey, I might live to be 108, and you just gotta do your best.
I don't really get the whole like scared of, I'm sure maybe sometime I will, but I think your faith really helps you not get scared.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I do not get scared about it. I definitely have known people who did, who it really causes a lot of anxiety. I talk about it with patients fairly regularly, but your faith, just like you said, yes, it will offer more comfort than anything else.
One of the craziest things is watching, speak to any parent listening, is watching my kid get older. He's coming up on his first birthday, like faster than I ever thought.
Mm-hmm.
And again, only one child right now, but the older he gets, the more he looks like both of us,
For sure.
the more he looks for both of us, the more he cherishes both of us, the more we cherish him. It's just like, oh, you're just watching this miracle that's been taking place since he was born, and you get to watch, now for the third
Sure.
time through. It's like, it doesn't scare me that the time is passing. Like, my wife has a different reaction. She sees a picture from his 6-month, I don't know, half birthday, I guess.
Sure, a little photo session thing. Yeah,
you take a picture every time his date rolls around per month, and she'll see one from like months and months ago and start tearing up, like, he's so big, and I'm like, that's how it's supposed to happen. It's
Exactly.
beautiful,
Exactly.
he's not little anymore, but hey, honey, well, why don't we just go make another little one?
They do that to you.
Sometimes.
We moved our oldest into her big girl bed a few weeks ago, and that definitely hit me on a different level. Not super extreme, but just, oh wow, like things are gonna change. Gonna grow up a little bit more. I think a lot of people listening could probably identify with that. They're just such little people. And the way my middle child, my son, is just talking more and more. They want to do everything and help, which is so sweet.
Then you're gonna get to those days where help just means like you have to go back and do everything afterward.
There's some of that now, yes. Or just make sure they don't harm themselves while they're trying to help.
Fair enough.
But I had a patient not too long ago say to me, which I thought was so good. He was like, honestly, Alex, like, I don't really feel like I ever grew up. Like obviously, like I raised my family and took care of everything, paid all the bills and other stuff. But like, from the time you're 30 to now, and he was like almost 80, he's like, I feel like I'm the same person, like same kind of maturity level,
I don't know if that's
sense
beautiful,
of humor, all
like
that.
if that's goals or if that's like what you've been doing.
I'm
for
not
50
gonna
years.
label it as goals, but I'm gonna say I think it is kind of beautiful in a way because like
you keep your sense of humor, like you have fun.
Exactly. You don't get like stale or like jaded, but you also, you're still you. No, I mean, you're always going to gain wisdom, God willing, and as long as you're being introspective and reflective, which I think both of us do a pretty good job at, honestly. But I don't know. Time passes and we change, but then in a lot of ways we just don't.
Yeah. I think a lot. This conversation, I don't know why, is just kind of making me think of like the time that people pour into us or have in the past, right? So I think about my dad, my mom, of course, but I think about my dad and how much time he spent as I'm sitting here in my garage, and I've got like his tool chest over there that's full of my stuff and like things that I've hung on the walls or like any kind of project in here that I've completed. And I'm like, my dad took time to show me how to do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think of like, he also, when I was 14, had me underneath the truck, like teaching me how to change the oil.
Sure.
It's like, did I pay attention? Did I remember any of that?
Right.
No, I did not. He's showing me how to do 1,000 different things that he could probably see. Like my moody ass as a teenager was just like, Dad, I know how to do this already. But it's like, it's kind of really fun to just look back and be like, man, people take a lot of time. It could be teachers, it could be parents, but
yep.
And then to now know that someday my son I'm gonna be that for my kid. And he's gonna be like, my dad tried to show me this. He's gonna be 20 years old calling me like I called my dad for things, being like, I know you showed me how to do this, but I forgot. Can you help? When we moved in our house, I called my dad. I'm like, look, I could do it myself. I just know it's gonna happen faster with you. So get your ass over
yes,
here.
Indeed. It's amazing too how like you can almost step into. We obviously all have our memories and we can step into the past and maybe imagine the future, our best at least, but we can also kind of step into other people's time in a way. You think about like in appreciating people too, my father-in-law is one of the handiest guys I know by far, probably and he, before we moved into our house, helped us do a lot in our living room and hang up crown molding and replace some doors, stuff like that, hang closet doors. I think about, he was still working at that time. All the time he put in, I mean, really like all the time he put in with us, and even some by himself, doing some stuff for us, and like how much I really do appreciate it, and how selfless he was. Like, and it's truly like saintly work, doing things like that for your family. How much he, I've heard and seen him take care of his family, and also even me too being a part of that. It's very humbling, especially as a man, because I'm not a super handy guy, but he's taught me a fair number of things. I'm really grateful for that, but that time, and then I look at, uh, in my, now it's in the prayer table, but my father, as a little gift, gave me the like little manual that he gets when you go to the Jesuit retreat house, Manresa in Louisiana. He goes once a year. Should be going pretty soon, actually. But the manual, it's got like the basics about the place, but it also has some really cool prayer stuff in it. And he wrote me this beautiful note from the one he got a couple of years ago and gave it to me as a gift. And like when I have it and I'm reading through certain things in it, I do every now and then, I just kind of like step into that time, like with my dad. And I know how much he loves going there every year. It's a silent retreat. It's, basically 3 full days. And I've never been there with him. I hope to go one day, but you kind of feel like you're there with him in that time. And in some weird way, you step in that time with that person. And we all can do that, I think, with books or photographs or, videos on our phone. But like, we're all, human beings, we're body and soul. Our souls are immortal. They're going to live on forever. But like, we all have these amazing little ways of connecting with each other in the moment and then in time that, the animals don't have. It's what makes us special. It's what makes us like the epitome of God's creation, which is pretty cool to think about.
It sure is. It's just wild. This whole episode started because I can't manage my time wisely, and then here we are just talking about profound ideas and concepts. Yeah. If you had more time for one thing at this moment in your life, at this season of your life, if you could add 1 hour to the day to get one thing done, what would that one thing be?
I'd probably end up using it for different things, honestly. But if
Okay.
we're going to say, like, 'cause that's the thing, if you could add 1 hour to the day, you just have more time in a general sense. So, like, certain days I'd probably exercise. Certain days I'd probably, get a chore done. Certain days I'd probably pray. But if you're going to say, like, all right, you have more time to get one thing done, like consistently, what is that one thing? Or not get it done, but just do something for something. Okay, so I get up in the morning and I exercise. If I could have more time to when I got home from the gym to be able to sit in silent prayer, even for like 20, 30 minutes, that's what it would be. That's what I
Yeah,
would probably add
that's
on.
probably an easy answer.
Yep.
I'd probably take that, or I'd just
Something
say,
about the
I'd say probably time to pray with my wife, I guess, would probably be what I would do right at this moment. That would be really nice, but there's no adding an hour to the day, so we do what we can.
exactly.
I think Aji quote Aji.
Aji quote Ajis.
Yeah, I'm not ever gonna say that properly.
We'll have you
My
go.
Latin is strong. Yeah,
I never took any Latin, so it's all good, brother.
I didn't either, but I think my older brother took Latin in high school. I took Spanish. I'm kind of glad I did. I know enough to help out
Oh, for sure.
some English, some ELL students, but that's about it. Lucy's grandmother, 108.
Yes.
She was alive for all 9 Auburn championships. Did you know that
War
Auburn
Eagle.
won 9 of those?
Not until recently.
Until 3 weeks ago. It was 2, but War Eagle, man. We're
Woohoo!
championships over here. I really, really appreciate you, man. I do. Guys, I know this wasn't profound, but it's just 2 dudes in a garage talking,
Hashtag.
being friends. This was a much needed. This is not really even for you guys. This was for me. I'm on the struggle bus, and I know that I know that any of our listeners can end up there too. So let me say this though, it came up a couple times through this episode. Go ahead and email us some prayer requests. I'd love our emails, thecatholicdadpod@gmail. You can go on our website too, thecatholicdadpod.com. You can DM us on Instagram, X. You can get us on Facebook too. But if you send those prayer requests to us, it's one thing for us to sign off and honestly tell you that we're praying for you, because we do. But if you have something specific, something that I can bring to mind during a rosary in the morning, or something that Alex can light his candle in the prayer corner and have that intention in mind and things, and mention it to our wives and they can pray for it too.
Absolutely.
Definitely reach out. Got an outstanding non-toxic 100% beeswax candle from a company called Arma Lucis. Did I say that right? Lucis?
I think Lucis. Arma Lucis.
Arma Lucis. It's
Yes.
Arma, ARMA, Lucis, LUCIS. But dude,
it means love light, by the way, which I had to look up. But I thought it was really cool because Christ is
does
the
it?
light in
I
the
thought
darkness.
it meant armor of light.
When I
Google
looked it up today, it said armor light.
time.
All right, well, while he looks that up, folks, let me tell you about this candle. Yes, your wives will love it because it's crunchy. It's all non-toxic. Everything's great. It's beeswax, the whole nine. People know what it means. But the owner of the company is a super nice guy. We've been chatting with him lately. Has an awesome story that we're hoping maybe he'd be willing to share with y'all at some point in the future.
It's armor of light.
Okay, Ryan was right. Armor of light, weapons of light. But the candles smell great. First of all, I have the St. Joseph one. You have the St. Michael one, right?
I do.
Yes,
it's fantastic.
And of course, at a prayer table, we've got 3 candles. Guess which one? What I like about it is the flame is actually, it's like 2 inches tall. It's dude, pretty big.
You honestly think it's right under my lamp. I'm like, is this thing going to catch my lamp on fire?
It's like as big as the microphone, and my kids are transfixed by it. Normally prayer, they're kind of like rolling around on the couch and everything. But when we sit in the chairs, we're in the dark prayer corner, at night, sun's set, they are about it. And they're looking at that candle, which is great.
He's got a lot of really cool stuff on there. Go ahead and check him out. This isn't even a paid advertisement. We like the dude. He's a friend of ours now, and beautiful family. He all came up because he and his family are in our prayers. And but check those candles out. He actually has a Holy Innocents candle that proceeds are going to the victims of that horrific shooting up in Minnesota. So y'all can check that out. But definitely worthwhile. Dude, and bottom line is, guys, like, non-toxic, your wife's gonna love it. It smells fantastic. So
and it's got a new website too, ARMALUCIS candles.com. Go check them out, you guys.
Yeah. And all that to say, we're out of here.
Join us next week in the garage.
We got a good 2 guests actually. Looking forward to talking to the owners and CEOs of West Coast Catholic, a beautiful Catholic married couple, joining us next week to talk about all things, all their brand, their rosaries, their devotions, all kinds of stuff. So we're excited for that. We haven't done challenges in weeks.
Oh, wow. We really have
not.
Slipped.
We've been really excited on some guests and some conversations. So you go first. My wife told me I go first too often, but I swear it's not on purpose. I just forget who went first. So
doesn't matter to me.
But you're going first. You have no choice because Tess yelled at me.
Tess, I'm sorry. All right. Let's do... Okay, here we go. So folks, we've probably mentioned before, I enjoy Word on Fire stuff a good bit. Big fan of Bishop Barron and his awesome work. And I've donated to certain, causes with them in the past, but they will send me something in the mail every now and then about, hey, this is something you can donate to, and they'll send little like prayer cards too or things. And I got this awesome little it was actually Saint Therese Novena that they're going to be praying. She's one of the patrons, I believe, of Word on Fire.
Okay.
And
that's appropriate.
Yep. So it doesn't start yet. They're going to start it, leading up to her feast day, which is next month, I believe. but I just kind of read through it real quick to get an idea of what I'd be praying, and it's just beautiful. So my challenge would be to pick a saint that you really have a devotion to, or one that you feel like is fitting for maybe some help you might need, or some grace you might be looking for, or some intercession. And if they have a novena, pray that novena. It'll be a little longer than a week's challenge, but pray a novena to a saint. It generally takes only 2 or 3 minutes a day. Do that.
I like a good novena. Tess and I just printed one out. We're actually going to start one too. But
whose is it? Which one? If you're comfortable telling me, of course.
Oh, I would be 100% comfortable telling you if it wasn't my wife's idea and if I hadn't already kind of forgotten the name. But I'll tell you, as soon as we're off air, I can go in and look.
Minor details.
Super, super on top of things, as you've gathered from this episode. So my challenge is not going to be too difficult. My challenge is going to be this. Before you look at your phone in the morning, say a 10-second prayer. Thank you, God, for this day. Help me live it the way you want me to live it. Something super simple. Or make it the Jesus prayer. Just say good morning to God before you start your day. And then if you're married, maybe give your wife a kiss before you get out of bed. But and try the same thing right before bed. Just, hey, thank you. Love you. Good night. I work on it too. I'm doing a little bit better, but that's something I'm going to work on too.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to put a time limit on that either. Make it a habit. I'm trying to make it a habit of mine.
Love it.
Guys, for real, super excited. Still can't believe that we've been doing this for, over 20 weeks. I couldn't even, whatever numbers on the episode when you clicked on it. Awesome. Thanks for sticking around for this many episodes, but click that follow or subscribe button. You'd be shocked how many listeners. We're grateful for every one of them. Haven't clicked follow or subscribe. So go ahead and do that. Help us out a little bit. Give us a rating. That helps too. Give us a share. That definitely helps too. But you can check out our gear on our website and just support us by listening and spreading the word. We love you guys.
Yep. You have our prayers. Thank you guys. Have a good week. Why you punish me?
Hey, how you?
And when you have me crying.
Any Darius Rucker song just now.
You can teach me about tomorrow and all the pain and sorrow. Damn it. That song does have a great guitar solo in it, though. It slaps, as the kids say nowadays.